Welcome to Momentum Academy. In this lesson, we're going to talk about defining the problem. This video is part of our UX design module in the Momentum Bootcamp. You can find the full playlist linked in the description below. It includes all of the lessons in this UX series, from user research right through to testing and implementation. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future lessons. So far, we've explored how to gather user insights through surveys and how to analyse competitors to understand what's already in the market. Now, we're moving to the next step in the UX research phase, defining the problem. This stage is about clarity. We need to be absolutely certain about what problem we are solving and who we're solving it for. On this slide, you can see a cartoon that illustrates why this step is so important. It's a simple story about a swing, but it perfectly captures what happens when teams fail to define the problem clearly. In the first image, the customer tries to explain what they want, but doesn't do this very well. The project leader understands it differently, the analyst designs it another way, and the programmer builds something else entirely. By the time the beta testers receive it, it's full of risk. The business consultant described something different, there was no documentation, and the operations team installed it badly. In the end, the customer is billed for something overly complex, the support team doesn't know how to fix it, and marketing gives it a new name and sells it as the latest innovation when all that the customer really needed was just a simple tyre swing. This cartoon is funny, but it's also painfully accurate. Without a guide as to what we are actually trying to do, everyone is really in the dark and not really accomplishing what the customer needs. That's why defining the problem is one of the most critical parts of UX design. It keeps everyone aligned on what the user actually wants, rather than what the team assumes they want. Defining the problem is about stepping back and asking, what exactly are we trying to solve? What is the user's goal? What are they struggling with right now, and what outcome do they actually care about? Once we've gathered all our research, defining the problem helps us turn that information into focus. Instead of starting with our own ideas, we use the data we've collected to clearly state the user's challenge. Now, let's look at one of the simplest and most powerful ways to express that: user stories. A user story is a short, structured sentence that describes a specific user, what they want to do, and why it matters. The format is, as a description of user, I want to enter a task, so I can achieve a specific outcome. Here are some examples. As a hiring manager, I want to quickly understand a candidate's skills, so I can determine if they are suitable for the position. As a hiring manager, I want to see examples of a candidate's work, so I can determine whether they'll need extensive onboarding to join the team. As a hiring manager, I want to see the candidate's contact details, so I can reach out for more information or set up an interview. User stories may seem simple, but they help us anchor our design around real people and their goals. They give context to every decision we make and make sure that what we're building aligns with what users actually need to do. Another related method is called jobs to be done. Jobs to be done is similar to a user story, but it focuses more on the situation and motivation behind the user's action. The structure is when, name a situation, I want to name a motivation, so I can name an outcome. For example, when I'm looking for a freelancer, I want to find a person with the right skills, so I can get them to build my app, edit my podcast, or design my website. This framework shifts our thinking from what the product does to what the user is trying to accomplish. It helps us understand their context and what success looks like from their point of view. Both of these techniques, user stories and jobs to be done, are tools for empathy. They remind us that behind every app, every button and every workflow, there's a person trying to achieve something. Defining the problem clearly is what connects all the stages of UX research together. It turns your survey and competitor insights into a clear statement of purpose that guides design. When we define the problem well, we set ourselves up to design the right solution. It ensures that what the user explains, what the designer imagines, and what the developer builds all align. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we'll explore information architecture and learn how to turn our problem definition into structure and flow. I'll see you there.